Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is One Best I Can Be One, here with a little update of awesomeness, or rather, a little feature here on Kakaris. It's basically dealing with, of course, the awesomeness that is the Kakaris, and basically involving the new support. Now, what it is Kakaris before, they were good. I will say this, I actually really liked them. They had little OTK basically going around with Sabo machine duplication, beret, basically making tons of them and then killing you with either something like, most of the time, where are you? Where's your face? What am I thinking of here? Limiter removal is most of the time what they would kill you with, or they'd just hit you directly for game. Now, of course, with the new support, like these, which I gotta say, makes them really, really good. Now, the idea, let's talk about our first card of course, the new stuff that I will get into. Finally, this is something Karakuris have been needing, of course, since they released, which was not that long ago, which is, of course, the Karakuri Cash. Man, they had to call it Cash. Kind of ridiculous, but basically, as long as if you have a face-up Karakuri monster on your side of the field, whether it be in defense or attack, you select it and you add a Karakuri monster from your deck, and you switch the battle position of the monster. Like, that is something. This now, because of this card, I'm like, oh, cool. Summon this guy. Add cash to hand. Play cash. Switch him to D. Then search for something, I don't know, like this guy. Suddenly, the clock is now active. It was so hard to make this clock active before, and now it's pretty dang easy because of this card. This instantly makes the clock active, giving you at least one or two more mirror forces, which is really, really good, and something that needed to stabilize the deck. Now that they have it, it has some search power, so that also you can run less monsters if you want to. You don't get those really clogged hands. Of course, another thing now that I'm talking about a good idea for the deck, let's go into one of the monster support cards from the new set, which is, of course, the Watchdog, Saizon. Now, Saizon is an amazing card because if you can, I'm not sure if you can see on here, but his attack is 600 and his defense is 18. So his attack's not that big, but the big thing is he's a tuner. The fact that he's a tuner means he's the only level 4 Karakuri tuner for the deck, which means now I can sing for 8, which of course will be for Burrito, and we'll be talking about that in a moment, for 6, which of course will be for Barkion, or it's just something else that you need. Like, this is a big thing right here. Like, this allows you to get into possibilities like this and this is Barkion, this and this. I mean, Barkion, this is Beast, or that's Barkion, and that's really something the deck needed. Also, he has this cool little effect down here that, of course, he has to attack like all the Kakaris. He switches like all the Kakaris, but when he can't be destroyed by battle if he's in attack position, which finally gives him a reason that it's all right to attack with him because you have to. Now he can actually live through the attack if there's a face-up attack position monster. You don't have to worry about it. And another thing that makes him cool is once you take damage from the attack, all your Kakaris will go up by 800. So that means my little guys like this guy will suddenly get at least a boost. So that way you might be able to get over them, which makes the card overall very, very worthwhile. And this card gets better once I talk about, of course, one of the other cards from the next set of Storm. And of course, something that came in Storm that the deck needed was the equivalent of a full helm knight. Now this is, of course, Ninja Quick. It's another ninja, which will be, of course, be coming out as another ninja after that. But this is way different than the last ninja. This Ninja Quick has the equivalent of full helm. So of course, if it destroys it's except for, let's see here. Oh boy, yep, it doesn't even have to be in defense. If this just destroys a monster in general, it special summons a Karakuri from your grave, which instantly means, bam! You have a beret, or you have Burrito from the new set. Now, this has one problem that it doesn't like. It doesn't like to go against tokens because it has to send it to the graveyard. But that's perfectly acceptable because it's 17 attack, which at least makes it, well, somewhat of a beater. And another thing, it can special summon another one of itself, which is really, really handy for the Kakaris because they need something to make them a little more aggro. And just the fact that you can synchro so much well just for level 8 or a level 7, like that just makes it so much better knowing that you can do that. And of course, because of this, it allows you to go into things like see if I can get a good picture. I don't know why Wikia hasn't updated their picture, but this is of course the Steel Shogun Burrito. His effect is really kind of broken. It gives them something that they needed. Its effect is when he is synchro summoned, of course, just like Beret, you can special summon a Karakuri monster from your deck. And of course, once per turn, when the face-up battle position of a Karakuri monster you control is changed, you get a draw card. This gives something the deck didn't have before, which is at least another draw power card. You had Anatomy, which is good, but this will get you another draw for the turn, which is essentially a +1. And because of another card from the set of Storm, it gives you a reason to play him. Like, this is a big reason why, of course, it's awesome, is this guy. This guy is the bomb with your burrito. He is the cheese with your burrito. He is the hot sauce on your burrito. He is just awesome with it. What it is, of course, he's the equivalent of a Goblin attack force for Kakuris. Now, of course, he has to attack like all Kakuris. He has to switch like all Kakuris, except for when he switches, he has to switch also after he attacks. So after he straight up attacks, he goes to defense. He's 21, so the chances anything he's attacking is going to be dead. And his defense, unlike Goblin attack force, this thing's 11. You may be able to do a Goblin elite attack force, but this is Karakuri stuff. I mean, this stuff is really good. I mean, seriously. Summon quick. Summon quick. Attack your monster. Cool. Ugh. +1. Whoa, what the hell? Sync. Burrito. Love that burrito. Sync summon. This guy. Now you just got +1, and not just a good +1, but you just turned a quick into the equivalent of a burrito, and you turn that dog into the equivalent of the Hypa. Hypa is an amazing card that works really well with the deck. He gives it a lot of synergy, which the deck had but needed more of. Because, like I said, he attacks. Switch to D. That clock is now active. Because of this card, it makes the chances of course, Anatomy gets counters faster. It makes the clock active. You can even activate your Trick House after he switches, which is just really nice. Overall, it gives the deck like a lot of synergy and a lot more potential than it did before. In my opinion, actually, this deck could start becoming a threat as long as you keep up, like, you know, the play testing and try to get it down to a finer wire. In my opinion, though, this is a very good deck now. It's getting slowly better. Like, in my opinion, the best card in the deck is still the Merchant. I mean, what the crap? Come on. You open up with a hand, go, oh, look at this. I have a Merchant. Summon that Merchant. Oh, look at that. I just got a Cash. I think I'll play my Anatomy now. Play my Cash. Switch. Counter. What? Add something like this, or this. I mean, seriously, just adding this dog alone becomes a threat. Like, add the dog. Cool. 1 counter. Set clock. Your turn. You now have an active Mirror Force, plus the Mirror Force that's probably already in your deck. Overall, I gotta say, the deck is getting better, and of course, I'm expecting more support from the next set. Which, of course, we will no longer be getting synchros and all that jazz from. Yay, 5Ds is ending! Whee! Woo! Yeah, not really exciting. But that's okay. I hope that this little segment has helped you, like, at least want to make the deck, or at least look at the deck in a different way. Because the deck is not weak. Right now, with this support, I think it could get very competitive. Like, I think at least it has some speed that it didn't before. If anything, it's at least a good, fun deck. I think that once, of course, the deck gets a little play tested more, and of course you start like learning how to play it a little better, I think this deck will overall be really good. Yes, and of course this is one Best I Can Be One, signing off. See you later. Good night, YouTube. What? Battery. Oh my goodness. This is why we have video editing software. Look at the Merchant. Isn't he beautiful?